Love backpacking food? So do we. Last time, we rounded up some of the most popular freeze-dried foods for camping and backpacking, and now we're back for more. In this video, we review 5 backpacking meals for special diets. If you're vegan, vegetarian, gluten-sensitive, or just want your food to be free from GMOs, we've got just the treat for you. Here are 5 of the best backpacking meals for the healthy outdoorsman. If you're into the paleo diet, you'll love Wild Zora. Wild Zora is a company based in Colorado, and they're known for their healthy camp food choices and non-GMO ingredients. They're also big on using only pasture-raised, grass-fed animal meat for all their products. We're not sure if this enhances the taste of their meals, but their mountain beef stew sure is delicious. Packing 370 calories a pop, this gluten-free paleo meal is filled with a generous helping of beef, mushrooms, sweet potatoes, and carrots. The meal also serves about 37 grams of protein and around half the amount of sodium used in most backpacking meals. The fact that it reconstitutes so well with just a small amount of water is a bonus, especially if you can't afford to use a lot of H2O when out on the trail. Wild Zora's meals are expensive at $13 each, but if you've got the cash to spare and want a filling meal that's equally healthy, this is a solid choice. Who needs a fancy personal chef when you can buy some gourmet backpacking meals from Good to Go? Founded by a professional New York City chef who fell in love with the outdoors, this brand aims to bring good old gourmet food out in the wild. Their spicy yellow coconut curry with veggies and jasmine rice entree is a perfect example of this philosophy. This meal is filled with fragrant jasmine rice, veggies, and a rich helping of creamy coconut milk. A single pouch comes with 2 generous servings of 380 calories each, so this is an excellent meal if your tank's running empty after a long day on the trail. The only downside is that since the meal is dehydrated and not freeze-dried, it takes a lot of water to reconstitute. Cooking time is also long at 20 minutes. The veggies were a bit on the soggy side after cooking, but the rest of the meal was superb. The rice kept an excellent texture, and the coconut milk tied everything together nicely. If you want a filling meal and have the resources to spare, Good to Go's thigh curry entree is, well, good to go. Backpackers Pantry has been in the business of making freeze-dried and dehydrated meals for backpackers, hikers, and outdoorsmen for years. Unfortunately, this legacy didn't translate to their Jamaican-style jerk rice and beans with chicken entree. Sure, at 310 calories per serving, this rice meal packs on a lot of energy. The beans and chicken prove to be a good source of protein, and it has a pretty long shelf life too. The downside is that the taste just isn't there. The beans rehydrate well enough, and the vegetables have a good consistency, but it doesn't taste like Jamaican jerk at all. It's just a bland mix of slightly salty, sweet, and sour flavors thinly spread all throughout each spoonful. It just doesn't taste as good as we expected. All things considered, it's not a bad meal if you look at its nutritional value. If you want to improve its taste though, make sure to include spices and condiments in your backpack. Heard of Mary Jane's Farm? Of course you have. This farm gal's been in the biz since the beginning of time. Their foods are made from organic ingredients and are certified vegan, plus they use non-plastic, non-aluminum materials on their packaging. We wish their lentils, rice, and Indian spice was as good as their advocacy. As it is, this meal is perhaps the most flavorless one in the bunch. The rice has an unpleasant consistency, the lentils were sandy, and currants made for an odd sweet-sour taste that didn't sit well with the seasoning. If you want to take advantage of this meal's hefty calorie count and organic ingredients, we suggest packing condiments like hot sauce, salt, and pepper to make this bland meal a tad bit palatable. Trail Fork is another brand committed to save Mother Earth from the dangers of plastic packaging. All of their vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free meals come in a plastic-free biodegradable pouch. You can bury it on the ground, turn it to kindling, or add it to your compost pit, which is pretty cool. The downside is that you can't cook and eat in the bag itself. When preparing your meals, you'd have to empty the contents into a separate bowl or pot and cook it there. Their pizza casserole sounded like a good idea. It has orzo pasta, a tasty sauce, and a good helping of cheese. Unfortunately, the pasta failed to rehydrate even after letting it sit for several minutes. We found out the hard way that crunchy pasta didn't make good dinners. The concept behind the dish was great, but perhaps they should find an alternative to the orzo. If you have the patience and time to cook this meal for around 40 minutes, be our guest. We just think that there are better alternatives out there. Finding a good meal to fit your healthy diet is tricky, but it can be done. Just take a look at the backpacking meals we've tried. Though some of them were not so good to our taste buds, they did cater to a wide variety of diets and lifestyles. Which one did you like best? Let us know by dropping a comment below. If you love content like this, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button to get first dibs in new videos and updates. If you want the full review and breakdown, check out the blog post on tactical.com. That's it for today. Until the next video, remember to always be prepared.